Alright, this is Andrew with Jota Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer survey here in Holiday. Today is June 9th, 2026. And we're here at 2286 East, Carriage Lane, Unit 86. I'm accessing the line from a vent on the roof. I've got it pushed down as far as I can get it, and I'm hitting something on this turn. I think it's the lip on the right hand side. My camera's hitting it just right and I can't get past it. It does look like the line continues on, and so we're not seeing all of it, but the good news here is that it looks like it's a shared line. And the good news with it being a shared line is that it's not solely one unit's responsibility to maintain. If you have an issue, it's more likely that that would be a shared problem amongst either the HOA or at least this building. A little bit of standing water through here, but no, actually that is continuing on, so it is a little bit flat. Ideally you want proper grade where everything is draining on its own with gravity, and it looks like you have some cast iron here. Cast iron is a little more prone to get rough and rusty. Cast iron that I can tell when I'm underwater, it makes it a little more difficult to see exactly what's going on. There is some running water. The tub drains very slowly, and so there is some water that's still draining out of that tub. So part of that water could be related to that, but even with running water, the camera head usually sits above that water line. And so I do think that it's a little bit flat. One good sign is that I'm not seeing a ton of buildup and waste. Fairly stagnant. That really doesn't look like it's moving. This section is ABS. You can see it's a black plastic. It is still flowing. If you look at the top of the water line, you can see waste flowing by, so it is flowing. But again, even if you have water draining, it shouldn't be above the camera head. I'm not seeing a lot of buildup and grease, which is a good sign. Another benefit here is that the sewer lateral is in the crawl space, and so most of this section that we're going through is through the actual crawl space before it goes out of the foundation, and it goes out of the foundation on the north of the unit. And so it goes all the way through the crawl space before it exits. This is how you want it to look, dry. And this is more of what's under your unit. Now we're coming up the roof stack, so there's really nothing to see here. So to recap, it's a shared line. It is holding quite a bit of water, and so it's definitely a little bit flat. Good news is that with a shared line, it's less of one person's responsibility and more of a shared issue. The other good news is that this line is mostly through the crawl space, so it's a little easier to correct that bad grade, which is something I would recommend. Having that adjusted, you'd have better flow, and it'd be less likely to have buildup or blockages in the future. I'm going to end this recording now.